I'm going to see if I can do it like a co-host do. Welcome, and thank you for clicking on our faces. This is Peacemaker After Show Review. Usually the person who says that she leads the show, but she's not here. She's going to be taking some time off. So we salute you, One Seater Superior. We're both using both the Unpopular Review and her channel. So if you are watching on her channel, please subscribe to Unpopular Review Entertainment. And if you are watching on Unpopular Review Entertainment, please subscribe to her channel, Seater Superior. She said she will be watching us, so I'm going to give a wave. Hello, Cedar Superior. Vic, the vibrating one, Vic himself is here. Vic, we talked about, and he does the shake. It's always hilarious. Before we were having our little wrestling talk that only us two can understand what's going on here in this.
Right, city.
Right. Only the only two of us would get. But, before the show started, I was like, I have a little notes and stuff like that.
Let's see.
I was saying, you were saying that you enjoyed this episode because this was a fun episode. Did you enjoy this episode?
Yeah, there was a lot of drama. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of what ifs. Like, let's see, and it left me fiending to see the next episode. Because a lot went down. You know what I mean? And so one of my favorite parts was the Prime Eagle. Like, that shit just out of nowhere.
Whoa. I have to say, I know we're jumping the gun here, but I had no idea that Eagle was meta because, like, when you see the spot where he has the purple aura around him and the eyes, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really cool scene because I don't believe Eagly has ever done anything like that. It's almost like if I could use a Pokemon reference, like you have a Pokemon, they know they can do all these things, but then they do that one attack, you're like, oh. When could you do that? I think that's that. I just thought that was impressive.
Where did that come from? Type shit. Like,
yeah, when did that happen? So Eagly was kind of, I would say Eagly, but I always gotta give Tim Meadows. I hope I'm saying that gentleman's name right because he is just so hilarious in here. I had to look him up because I was like, I know he's done other things. Was it Pootie Tang that he did all them years ago?
I think it was.
Okay,
I think it was, and that was a crazy movie.
I never saw it, but I remember him because he always had like a certain face that you can never forget. And there's a spot in this episode that cracks me up because he's talking to Judo Master. And Judo Master is like, I'm not a munchkin. I'm a grown man. He said, well, how would I know? I don't speak munchkin or something like that. I don't know munchkin science or something like that. And I just said, this guy's just...
He just says the wildest thing. I mean, he reminds me a lot of you that'll just say something wild.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? He's given very Kofi Kingston as a heel type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what you give. You know, it's funny because you kind of look like Kofi Kingston right now. That is crazy.
Well, it's the locks. It's really that's all it is. It's the locks. It's definitely the locks.
The locks and the jokes.
And the joke. You know what's funny is like now that I've had locks, I've had it for a year going through this journey. And like I'll look at locks and stuff, and I'm like, oh, maybe I can. My hair's long enough to do this or that or something like that. And so
interesting.
That's really
now you're
cool.
Getting creative with it. That's cool.
Oh, that's why I got the orange dye hair. Tried to switch it up, stand out as much as I possibly can.
I see you.
Thank you. I'm glad because if you didn't, that would make me John Cena.
Oh my god. Where's the corn emoji, right?
I think I deleted that, and I'm glad that I did because you kept putting that up every time I spoke. It's funny. I real quick to pull the curtain back just a little bit, and we'll break into this episode. I was telling C because she said we did a good job last week, and I said really because I felt very underprepared and stuff, but I said I appreciate that. It helped that Vic laughed at all my jokes, so that made it even better. Felt very comfortable. But let's talk about this episode. It opens up with Hardcore and Economist. I wanted to make sure I got his name. I could not pronounce that man's name at all for the last episode, but Economist. They attend Rick Flag Jr.'s funeral. Obviously, Rick Flag Sr., he's upset. He is devastated. He wants answers. And he says something to Hardcore, almost like, I want to get the information, but they won't let me get it. And Hardcore is like, I can't do that, sir. And he goes, Rick Flag Sr. goes, because she says, sir, he's like, Rick Flag. You could just call me Rick Flag, your family. And he points out that Rick Flag Jr. loved you, and you always be family. And she tells him as he's getting ready to walk off
Mhm.
that the person who did this, revenge will be had, and this was like my girl. So then it opens up to pick up from last week. Last week, Hardcore reached out to Peacemaker,
Mhm.
Chris. It's so funny how like I'm not throwing shade here, but like anybody named Chris, there's a joke in there.
There
But I'll
is
leave it. There is that.
at
See, he
this
gets it.
at this point.
But in the present day, she's at the park. She asks for him to come over there, and she's trying to give him the like get out of here. She's giving him what do you call it, like a safe word to get out of here without revealing too much, but to get out of here. And he's like, "So I never meant anything to you. What about the thing on the boat?" And she's just so annoyed and upset. So you're so egotistical that you won't even
I
let this
mean,
go. Go ahead,
she
please take the
doesn't.
floor.
He's trying to stay in this world, bro.
Mhm.
He's doing everything in his power to try to make sure to find a reason to stay in this world. And she
This
was
particular
it.
universe, yeah.
Yeah. And that's something that she didn't realize until later. But that whole dynamic was just interesting because she's sitting there trying to save his life, and he's sitting there trying to see if she's gonna be in his life. That whole dynamic just behind that was just crazy. And it's getting me more into the show. You know what I mean? I'm starting to get a little bit more invested into the characters, and yeah, it's definitely like I'm starting to see Peacemaker as opposed to John Cena, if that makes sense. Because now we know the history of his father and the history of his brother and the history of it and the things that are weighing on this character. And mind you, and like I said before, the way that Eagerly is evolving, because Eagerly in the beginning was more of like I hate to say it like this, but like a novelty.
Mm.
Like it was just cool to have a pet eagle like that. You know what I mean? But on this now, seeing the dynamics and learning about a prime eagle and learning about how eagles are like usually solitary animals, but then seeing what we saw, crazy. You know what I mean? Like this
Yeah.
whole thing, I'm really, really feeling it, and I'm feeling it a lot more than I thought I would. And I don't know, man. I think they got something here, bro.
Yeah, I do think so
Really
too.
do.
I think the character development has been pretty good. I mean, and
Yes.
I feel like that's so simplistic on how I said that, but because like in the last season, Peacemaker, Chris, however you want to call him, was into himself. He was
Hmm.
there's such a difference from season one Peacemaker, and maybe I'm not doing it justice and saying the right adjective here, but such a difference between season one and two. In this particular season, in this episode, you said it best when you were saying he's trying to find a reason to stay. And you said this world, I'll change it, this universe, because it's the alternate universe, this alternate
Hmm.
universe where he is cherished, he is praised, he got the
Hmm.
girl that he want, and he's like, I want this girl in my timeline,
Yep.
but she keeps pushing me away, and I don't know why. And he
Mm.
even asked her, like, was there something between you and Rick? And she's like, he was my friend and you killed him. Why would there be anything between us? Even though she has showed interest in Chris. Um, and then we get this scene where someone tried to shoot I say a tranquilizer, but they try to put him down, but he sees it, he stops, he get a guy, and tranquilizer hits somebody else. It's this whole scene, this whole suspense scene. Everyone's
Mm.
trying to get him, and he's knocking people down. Matter of fact, when he did a move, he had someone in the fireman carry. I said, "Da, da, 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 da." But he has him in the fireman carry. He's has a gun. I said, this is the wildest episode of SmackDown I've ever seen. But as he's getting ready to, it looked like he's getting ready to shoot, and he's testing everyone, like, go ahead, make a move, try if you want.
Mm.
And Sasha, Bonet, I'm sorry, Bulldogs, I think is her last name, but I'm just gonna say Sasha because that's I can pronounce that. But she's getting ready to shoot him, but it's revealed that she's a cyborg. Now I'm not familiar with Sasha at all. I just thought that pretty girl, uh, great addition to the team, if you will. But then you see the cyborg eyes, and you're like,
I
whoa,
thought that was awesome.
yeah,
I
no, it was
really did.
cool.
I thought that was awesome, and the way that Economist was talking about her, like how he had her mangled body in the screensaver and all this other stuff. Like they literally just picked her apart and made her whole and gave her
Oh,
all
no, I
of this
missed that.
stuff. Like this, I mean, I've never heard of this character before.
No,
I mean, mind you, I never heard of any of these characters before, so it feels a little bit like The Boys. You know what I mean? Where they're just doing stuff out of nowhere and everybody's a soup or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool shit, man. I'm
no, it
feeling
was
it.
real. It was super cool. And she gets ready to shoot Chris, but seeing this, excuse me, Hardcore sees this and realizes that Chris is dead in the water. So she puts him out, takes him out with some kind of like it looked like an octopus stretch, a modified octopus stretch, but she puts him out and he's down. So then he's taken into custody. Now I thought the spot was funny when he walks and he see economist and he goes, "Hey John," and he walks. And you see economist like I don't know him. I don't know how he knows me, but I don't know him. But then we get this scene. This was a pretty gruesome scene right here. And some people might be like, it wasn't really gruesome. But I mean, Rick Flag Sr. beat the hell out of Peacemaker.
Facts.
He hits him with punches. He's sitting there saying, fight back. Chris is sitting there saying, like, if it makes you feel any better, I regret it every day. I feel bad for what I did. And Rick Flag Sr. don't want to hear any of that. He's like, you took my son. I'm going to get revenge with my own hands. I'm not letting the justice system do any of that. I'm whooping this guy myself. And then Hardcore realized that this is a bad situation and gets Economist to not bail him out. It was something. It was a word.
To book him.
Yes, thank you.
To book him.
Yeah, to prevent this because I saw this episode once, but I'm going to try to make sure I use some knowledge here. Booking him would prevent him from going to jail, correct?
Yep.
Okay. What did you think about this?
I mean, booking him would prevent them from killing him on the low. Okay. Booking him puts him on the radar because, like, the cyborg girl was just like, yo, if you book him, then they're going to have eyes on me. And have eyes on us, you idiot. And then the economist was just like, I was following the law. Right. But prior to him doing that, remember how he was just like, I'm a pussy, this and that. Like, I'm pulling for hours. Yo, dude, I was rolling.
No, he right after Tim Meadows' character, like he is like right there because he cracks me up. Like he's just a funny, and I say this respectfully because it sounds so disrespectful, but a funny looking dude. Like his facial expressions are hilarious. Like how you said, him saying things like I'm a glorified puss, and like I don't make eye contact, and it even shows when Hardcore stares at him, he doesn't even look, and he just says fine and does it. No, he is a funny dude. He's a funny guy.
He is.
But they book him, they get him out of there. His other teammates here, I forget what the black lady name is. I'm sorry, I can't think of her name. But the sidekick, they pick him up and they take him. Adrian is his name. I wanted to make sure I got his name. Adrian. They pick him up. They're not aware that Judo Master is following them, and Judo Master's following him. I said earlier there was some funny back and forth between him and I wish I got the names there, but Tim Meadows' character. I kid you not.
That shit was hilarious.
That was good. That was damn good. That cracked me up. Like I said, when he said the thing about, and I took a picture of this. I should have put it up, but when he said, "I'm sorry, give me one second." This line, I said, I have to save this for something. I don't know what I would use this for, and my phone is letting me know I have low space, meaning I got to delete something. That's great. Where he said, "Hey, how am I supposed to know Munchkin science, man?" Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is stuff I'm talking about. This dude, Tim Meadows, his character is honestly like the best.
On fire.
One of the best things to happen to this season. Like, honestly, for him being bird blind to. He's so insensitive on what he says. There's one girl, I feel so uncomfortable saying this, so I'm going to find an alternative word, but he kept calling her breasts. He used another word, but I'm going to use breasts. And he kept saying, Yeah, look, he hit brass. Like, you can't say that. You cannot say that. Like, if you say that on the job, they are showing you the door.
Right.
Tim Meadows' character is just it's fantastic. I cannot
I
express
agree.
that enough.
I
And
agree.
I think what else makes me laugh is that mustache. It's aggressive.
It
It's
is.
aggressively thick for no reason.
That's
Like that.
true. It's
It's
very 1985. Like, yo, it's very like,
1985. So
yo,
1980. It does give was it Magnum TA? Was it TA or TI?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's a very good reference for what it gives. What?
Yeah.
It really does.
What was his name? Oh my god, I can't think of my man's name. He was in Blue Blood. He was in Magnum TI or TA. I forget. Oh, PI. You
Oh, he
know what I'm
was
talking
in
about?
Friends too. Yeah, the guy with
He
the thick
was in French. Yeah, yeah,
mustache.
yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I forget his name.
That it's so hilarious that you just called him
Mhm.
mustache like that is on his birth certificate. Yeah,
I bet you
mustache.
if he shaves his mustache, nobody knows who he is.
Was it Tom Selleck is his name? Tom
There
Selleck.
you go. That's who
Tom
he is.
Selleck.
Yeah,
I had to
you're
think
right.
about the Tom Selleck.
Hmm.
Nah, so yeah, no, he is just so funny, and the back and forth between them is just so good. But it goes back to what you were saying. I think you really nailed it on the head, and such a great point that um Peacemaker, he's just done. Can't get the
Yeah.
girl he wants. He's not beloved here. I mean, obviously, if he stay here, he's going to be on the run, and he's going to
I
constantly
mean,
be getting his ass kicked.
all he has is eagerly, so he'll take eagerly with him. You
You
know
know,
what I
it,
mean?
it was crazy because when he called out for Eagly, I was at a point at that part where I was wondering if he was going to leave without because I already knew he made his mind up like I'm leaving. Like I
Hmm.
can't. There's nothing here for me. But when he called for Eagly and he didn't show up, I was like, ooh, I hope you don't think Eagly turned on him because I've just felt like Peacemaker's character just felt like everyone has turned on him because he tells Ayeyo, I hope I'm saying her name right. He tells her like, yo, hardcore, she choked me out and gave me up. So he's done. He's really, really done. So I just right
Facts.
there, you just knew he was done.
Facts.
But let's talk about the Eagly part here. I felt like this was like two parts. I felt like you had your Peacemaker stuff, and then the stuff with Eagly to me was so Looney Tunes. I'm a big fan of Looney Tunes. It's just so funny. So I want to make sure I got this guy's name right. So
See,
yes,
I
please.
mean that part with the guy that was chasing him was Looney Tunes, but the thing is that like
Red Sir.
it's like
Oh, Red Saint
Eager,
Wild.
Eagerly is giving Charizard right now.
Ah,
You know what I mean? Well, that's like the Pokemon that's hard to maintain, hard to control. How did John Cena? How did Peacemaker become the one um
hmm.
to wield the power to have the Prime Eagle? I mean, mind you, we didn't know this about Eagerly before. We just saw Eagerly as like his homeboy. You know what I mean?
For
But
sure.
he's just following him. But then how does Eagerly have the control of all these other eagles and all this stuff? Like, I really want to learn more about that whole situation and how their dynamic came to be. Because from the beginning, it just shows that, like, it just makes you assume that,
Mhm.
Chris raised this eagle, and that's it. You don't necessarily see the eagle as having any powers. You know what I mean? You just immerse it how they can communicate, and that's pretty much it. But yo, now they just opened up a lot of layers to Eagerly, and I'm here for it, bro. Like, I'm really down to see
Oh,
what
sorry.
happens with this bird, because this whole thing where Eagerly just shows up as like the Phoenix Rising,
Jesus. Sorry.
like that shit was just crazy. You know what I mean?
You know, that would be cool if they had some origin kind of like backstory to that. That would be cool
I
just to
really want to
explain.
see what is the relationship here, because mind you, there's no eagle in the other world.
No. Matter of fact,
There's
I thought it
none
was
of that.
interesting. I thought it was interesting when he brought him there and there was no
Exactly.
kind of like doppelganger or like a version of him there and he has to
That's
explain to
what
his
I'm
brother.
saying.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
But this part is so Looney Tune to me because he's trying to I want to make sure I got his name right here. I feel like the last name was Wild. Yeah,
Mm.
Red Saint Wild. He's trying to shoot Eagerly, but Eagerly gets away. There's one where he tries to poison Eagerly. Matter of fact, he tries to poison Eagerly because he finds the location, right? And so in his head, he's like, okay, cool. He comes up with a master plan. He says, I'm going to poison him. And this is where it becomes Looney Tune because eagerly he gets this dead rat and he's like, oh, it's a meal. But then something happens where he's distracted. And then it was like a fox or something that took this rat or mouse, whichever one you want to call it. And he runs off with it. And eagerly sees as he eats it because at first he's upset. It's like, yo, that was my meal, dog. Why'd you do that? That wasn't cool. And as the fox is eating this thing, he slowly dies. And it looks that's such a terrible way to die. I mean, like, that's just awful. You eat something and then pus and all that stuff come out. You just lay there and just die. It's just awful. I saw this. I said, wow, that is very unfortunate. But Eagerly is analyzing this because he's like, and you look how he's studying this, like, huh. And that's when we get to the other stuff where say, wow, he's trying to shoot him. And he thought he got him. I'm not gonna lie, I thought he did get him. I thought this was well done here because I did for a moment thought that he got him. I was like, wow, Chris's whole life is just like it's going to shit, man, because like everyone's turned on him and his ego is dead. I just got a cat 5 months ago. I always say if anything happened to my cat, I will not be good. So I can imagine if you have a pet and he had Eagerly for a while. I don't know what's the how long, but obviously he's connected.
I've lost a couple of pets, and that's not fun.
It isn't.
So, and mind you, after like the 15 years, you know what I mean? Like because of that, I'll never have like a pet again unless it's a plant. You know what I mean?
Well, you do a fantastic job on that because you've, as long as I've known you, you've always, and you talk about the importance of plants and how good it is just to have in your, because I mean, in your house, I mean, I'm asking this question here. You have plants in your house, correct?
Yeah, no, I have a few. Okay, but you know what the thing about plants is? You got to make a plan because they grow. Because then you can collect them like Pokemon, but then you got no room for them. You feel me? Like you got to be strategic about it. And it's also, we have a New York lifestyle, right? So people like us need plants that you can just leave alone, water once a week, and not have to deal with it. But people want to get bougie. You know what I mean? I want to grow a mango in my apartment. All right, bro.
Do people really want to do that in their park? Because I can understand.
Because everybody just thinks about what they can imagine. Like they don't know how shit works. They just like, I want it to look good. I want to have really beautiful leaves, and I want it to look nice. And that's it. That's what I think about.
The accent.
You know what I mean? I want the plant to look nice, but I don't want to do too much work. You know
we got Charmaine. She says, I didn't see Peacemaker. I would recommend watching it. If you didn't see season 1, you should check it out.
Facts.
I would say start with season 1 and then make your way to season 2. It's honestly it's a fun watch. I feel like with season 2, it was a little slow at first because I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna feel it.
I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Because of season 1, I'm a lot more invested in season 2. But I'm just invested in the show, period, honestly, at this point. And at first, it was just mainly because of John Cena. But the character development that he has here is gold. And I didn't see it in the beginning, but I'm feeling it. Like from all the gadgets that they have, from like the portal, like it's literally like John Cena is giving like big white Steve Urkel. You know what I mean? See how Steve Urkel, like his parents hated him type shit, and he's just like doing all these experiments and stuff. And he's like, and hardcore is Laura Winslow. Did you watch Family Matters? You know what I mean? Anybody that watched Family Matters can see this.
I've watched enough to know like the plot and the characters and characteristics, but not to the point of like there are people who can really bar for bar like those episodes. I can't do it.
Okay. But like, my point is just that like he's just giving big and goofy and in love, but at the same time super smart with all these fucking gadgets and helmets and portals to another dimension, and he's still just a regular guy.
It's a mix of because you said Urkel. What was his alter ego name? I'm sorry, I forget it.
Stefan.
Yeah, it's more like Stefan because he had the muscles. Stefan, yeah. Stefan, yeah.
I mean,
I don't know why that name sounds like familiar.
Stefan's more confident than Cena.
Peacemaker is pretty confident. I feel like it got shattered. I felt like it got shattered with the stuff with hardcore. But like, if you look in that first episode, there was something that she said, and it was like, "So is that a yes?" Or anything? Like, I think there was a certain confidence, but I think it got a little shook along the way, and that happens. I mean, like, I've seen a lot of people who are they just like you can't tell that person nothing. But then there was this little thing that rattled their confidence. And I think we'll get there to a point and whatnot. I would say watch season 1 a little bit, watch it back, maybe like I would say maybe the first 2 episodes, maybe even 3, and you would see that there's such a difference there where he was so sure about himself and this and this and this, and then I think along the lines of the stuff with his father and realizing everything was a lie and this and this and this, and maybe some guilt. There's a lot of other elements to it that I'm not including here that I feel like someone will verbalize it a lot better than me. But yeah, I just think there's a lot of things that shook it, and that's why he is like that. But and we got some in the chat. Not in this chat, but some in the chat. I'll check it out after the show. But yeah, the stuff with Eagly was so Looney Tune, and I thought that he did shot Eagly, and then when Eagly called it was, I call it the Council of Eagles, and they killed this man
for real.
They took
that shit was wild. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see any of that. Even though like the old man, he kind of hinted to it. You know what I mean? Where it's the prime eagle that's like in a band of other eagles. Because I mean, it does make sense. Like I've never seen a group of eagles like that.
Oh yeah,
or hawks. Or, yeah, there's certain birds that you don't necessarily see in groups like that. You know what I mean? So he definitely made a lot of sense. I mean, clearly they got to get together to procreate. But my whole point is like, you know how you see a whole squad of pigeons hanging out? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's some of my ex-friends.
No, but like the thing is, it's just that the pigeons, they all rock in big ass groups. You don't see that with a crow.
Like a wolf, like they have the wolf pack, and I get what you're saying. Like how certain animals they run in and pack and pack.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you'll see it. Like where you see one roach, you're gonna have many. You see one mouse, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's true. You never see one roach. That's true. Like the job that I do when I move stuff, sometimes I see like a bunch of them. I'm like, whoa. And so, because some of them are already pregnant. So, like, if you step on one, then you see like little mini ones going, I'm free. I'm free.
Basically.
But just to conclude this episode here, Peacemaker, Peacemaker says peace. He says peace. He is out. He writes a letter to his friends. He tells Aborye to just tell the 11th Street Kids gang I'm out, and she reads the letter, and he's pretty much just like, there's nothing for me here, and he's like, I'm gonna miss you all, even hardcore, although she was a no good brat. I'm gonna clean my language here. No good brat. And you can see her even feeling it. And who really feels it the most is Adrian, because he is just in tears. Aborye has to hold him, and now they're like, we have to get him back. And then we go towards where on the alternate universe where Peacemaker is with his father and his brother. Eagly is with him. And matter of fact, too, the throws out here. The throws out here. I'm sorry, I had to remember this. What's his name? Judo Master. I'm sorry, I had to think about his name. Judo Master. He is in this timeline too, and it's going to be very interesting because I don't know if you heard about this. I don't know if you heard this theory, but I was talking with C. I forget what episode it was, but one of the things we realized in this timeline, we do not see anybody else but whites. You don't see anybody of color. You don't see anything different. And if I'm correct, Judo Master is Korean, I want to say. All I'm saying is you don't see anything else but white. So
shit.
Yeah. Like that was a thing.
I didn't beat that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm watching the show. I'm not paying it no mind either. But when you're scrolling through Twitter, and there's a lot of people who are more like, they'll pay attention to every detail and every Easter egg and stuff like that. I'm watching the episode. I'll give my thought. But you hear that out loud, and you hear that you're like, yo, and the father was a racist. So
that's true. So they might bring that element back.
Oh yeah. The whole thing with if this is all true, right? We're gonna go with that. We got another few episodes to go, and we're gonna be here reviewing it here on both C's channel and on Popular View Entertainment. If this is true, it's gonna be interesting because Aborye comes. So they showed the very next episode, some clips from the next episode, and they showed that Aborye is there, Hardcore is there. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens if how if they interact with people. But I was going to sit here and say, because right, John, his father's a racist, but I don't think he sees that yet. And I'm sorry, I had a whole thought, but my point is, I don't believe he sees that yet, and it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts if all this is, you know, if all what the theories is what everyone's saying and it's true, and to see how he reacts to that. But that was the episode. I thought it was a well done episode. I felt like these last few episodes have done a great job reeling me in and keeping me invested and see and also see what's going on. One of the things I think they do very well here, because sometimes the show could be a one character show, but there's so many other characters that I'm just so interested in. Of course, I'm interested in what's going on with Peacemaker and everything. But Eagerly, he's kind of got my interest because he's showing some not charismatic characteristics. I love Economist. He's been funny for a while, but this season I really was like, yo, I really appreciate you, dog. Hardcore, I like Hardcore. I think her character is, I don't want to say misunderstood, but her character is interesting because you can tell she's not a bad person. It's just she's very closed off. And I mean, there's a bunch of
she lives in fucking prison, bro. She lives in a prison of her own feelings. She's like keeping everybody away and making sure that she kicks everybody's ass so that nobody can hurt her. But then she's miserable the whole time, right? And now the guy that was being the freaking SpongeBob to her Squidward is gone. Now all of a sudden she want to go chase him. Now she's ready to make plans and to figure out how to get her
make plans.
You know what I mean? And Steve Urkel's running off with Myra, but now Laura want to come around and be all like, "Hey,
bro,
Steve."
I didn't follow the show like that, but Maya all the way, man. Myra
was better looking, but
she was,
yeah, was better looking, you know what I mean? And she was into him. Like, come on now.
And she was into all the stuff that he was into.
Thank you,
fellas. If you find yourself a woman and she's into the things you are into,
that's more fun.
You keep her.
Thanks.
Even if she's not into it, but she's doing it because it makes you happy, you got yourself a winner here.
You doing and shit you to guys make her happy. That's a good trade-off.
And you guys are winners for watching this review. This was episode 4 of Peacemaker. We'll be back Friday. We want to say around 7:30 or sometime 8-ish. I almost said 8 o'clock-ish. Yeah, sometimes it all depends. But we'll be back here on a Friday. We appreciate you guys. Please do a favor and hit that like button on both pages on Popular Review and See the Superior. Hit that like, hit that notification, and hit that subscribe button. And we're your hosts. I'm the Great Grand Slam Pooba. He is the vibrating one, Vic. I went the wrong way that way, and it's so funny when he does it. That's the episode. Please after this recording, if you have any thoughts, put it in the comments. We read them, and we would like to talk some Peacemaker with you guys. So we'll see you guys for the next review.
Thanks.